So first we are going to have a first speech. Tuukka Lampela, a member of the legal team, Mika's member of the legal team. Yeah.
Okay, hello. So, yes, I'm Tuukka Lampela. I have been helping Mika with this case, and Mika invited me here to say something, and he gave me quite free hands or free speech. There would be a lot to say, but I have only 15 minutes. So I will start with some breaking news. Some of you might remember that we had at the district court this Finnish legal scholar Matti Muukkonen. He wrote this article about the COVID pass legislation's equality scenario and actually criticized it quite strongly in the beginning of 22, just at the time when the use of the COVID pass was stopped. So, and Mika got this idea 4 weeks ago or something, that should we ask Muukkonen to give an expert statement to the European Court of Human Rights. I was actually quite skeptical that would Matti agree to do it, but actually he agreed, and I can say that he gave an incredible expert statement. I think Mika will publish it after we file the complaint to the European Court of Human Rights. And yeah, so if you don't all know, we got the judgment from the Supreme Court of Finland December, so 2 months ago, and it didn't surprise us that they didn't accept Mika's appeal. So we have now been working on the appeal to the European Court of Human Rights, and we will file it in 3 weeks. But the breaking news is that we got this expert statement from Matti Muukkonen. He has a lot of degrees and positions. He's a doctor of administrative sciences, a doctor of legal sciences, and he has a master at social sciences. He's a docent in 2 universities, and he's actually a really prolific legal scholar. You can see here a part of his publications, scientific publications. They are mostly about administrative law or administration. So you can see there's 116 articles that he has written in the last 20 or something years, and many of them are peer-reviewed. And actually we cannot see here the article he wrote in 22, but it was also peer-reviewed. And you can see here a screenshot from the statement's introduction. And you can see that it is primarily based on his peer-reviewed article, which I just told you about, this critique of the equality assessment framework of the COVID pass legislation, and another article about the distribution of tasks and powers in combating generally dangerous communicable diseases. So, yeah, so we asked some questions from Muukkonen, and you can see here some takes from the titles of his statement. We can see that first he addresses the equality problems in the COVID pass legislation, and then he writes about consideration of individuals unvaccinated for religious reasons, like Mika, and then he gave his opinion, very well reasoned opinion about the absence of an effective legal remedy here with the COVID pass, and especially this, I was skeptical that if Muukkonen would say anything about the right to life and health in relation to vaccine adverse effects, but actually he gave a very good statements there also. And about the impact of litigation costs on access to justice. So as we know, Mika has 130,000 euros debt to, so yeah, so how does it feel? Maybe you'll tell that later. But feels good, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so, but okay, Matti also gave on this topic some very interesting argumentation, and yeah, also on other matters. But I recommend very much that you read it in 3 weeks when Mika publishes it. I took some quotes from the statement of Muukkonen. So, okay, so the central equality problem in the COVID pass legislation was that it placed healthy, unvaccinated persons in an unequal position relative to all others. And Muukkonen emphasizes the word healthy. The assessment framework should have been one in which the question was whether there were constitutionally acceptable grounds for requiring healthy unvaccinated persons to repeatedly pay approximately 100 to 200 euros for a COVID-19 test in order to use certain services. So that was also, in my opinion, the main legal problem here, and it's undisputed that this was a major problem. But the district court and the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court in Finland, they didn't care. And yeah, so, and then Muukkonen says that Muukkonen refers to actually very many quite new Finnish legal scholarly articles that have confirmed that most of the restrictions were repeatedly asserted without substantive justification, and the fundamental rights balancing exercise was superficial in that not all affected fundamental rights were even identified. And And yeah, there's something about the right to the physical personal integrity. And Muukkonen is of the opinion that Mika's decision not to be vaccinated was not unfounded or irrational. And on the thanks to Muukkonen. On the contrary, it was a deliberation falling within the sphere of personal integrity, in which the individual assessed the medical risk to themselves. So yeah, I think this is very nice to hear after all these years, and from a top Finnish legal scholar. And yeah, this is also, I think this is very important, that the right to life and health during the COVID pandemic was understood narrowly as protection of physical health from a single communicable disease alone. And Muukkonen says that a holistic understanding of health, encompassing physical, psychological and social dimensions, would have required a different kind of balancing exercise. So this is, I think, important that the right to life was thought only narrowly as the protection of physical health from a single communicable disease. And this is yet still from Muukkonen's statement. The COVID pass legislation did not take into account persons who declined vaccination for religious reasons. And the government bill nor the Constitutional Law Committee addressed at all the situation of a person who refused vaccination on religious grounds. And this is also important to acknowledge, especially from point of Mika. And yeah, and this is, I think this is in a way explosive even. Muukkonen wishes to note that the problems identified in this statement concerning COVID pass legislation are not isolated findings. He says that recent legal scholarship has systematically confirmed that the deficiencies in the fundamental rights assessment of pandemic era restrictive measures in Finland were structural in nature. This is an interesting statement. And if we have structural problems in our legislation and our legislative machine, then I guess we should do some structural reform or repair it. One of Finnish top legal scholars says that we had structural deficiencies in the fundamental rights assessment. So, yeah, I guess we should give this information also to the Finnish government so they could take some advice for the future. Yeah. Okay, Mika will send this to the government. Yes, I have no doubt. Okay, I think I have 1 minute. Maybe I just want to say something about why this fight. Was it just for the croissant? Well, I think not. I think Mika said once that it was the freedom aspect that was maybe the most important. Yeah, and I can agree with that. And I am studying law, and I am also interested in the rule of law side of this. Okay, I have some. You have all seen this quote. I don't have to read it to you, but the question is, who will defend our basic and human rights, if not us? And I think Mika has done incredible work here. Okay, maybe I stop here. This is a quote from a Finnish older legal scholar, Karlo Tuori, and this is kind of to wrap it up in a larger context. He said that fundamental rights are as if unsatisfied principle that must be concretized again and again in accordance with the principle of democracy against the background of the constitutional tradition of each country and taking into account the current social situation. The implementation of fundamental rights is an endless project, a task that is always set anew for the legal community. And legal community here can mean the community at large. And Mika is actually a part of this, how to say, civil community or something. So yeah, you are doing work here for the whole legal community. Although it's an endless project. So maybe we might have to defend ourselves at some point later also, but but this is an important step in this endless project. Let's hope that we have some peace later. But okay, let's try to stay united, because divided we fall. And thank you, Mika, for uniting us today here to this event and to this fight. Yeah, thank you.
Otan taas sen. Thank you, Tuukka. It was a bomber start for this evening. Thank you so much.